friends, my name is Carrie and welcome to the Makeup Madhouse family. I am so glad that you are here for another makeup challenge. I don't like to really double these looks up with other things, but this makeup is going to be used for the Creator Revolution TikTok competition. Today's theme is going to be depth and contrast. I recently shared one of my zombie makeups that I've done before, and one of my favorite things about it was how much depth and contrast that there is. It's an amazing thing that you can just do this with paint and not three-dimensional prosthetics and products. We have these gorgeous paints from you guys from the last oil challenge, and they turned out absolutely beautiful. I was so excited to see how much fun you guys had with it. If you decide to join in on this challenge, make sure to email or Instagram message your photos and I will include them in the next video. I believe that is it before we get started. I'm not going to show the whole entire process on this makeup because it's going to be a very, very detailed, complex one, but I'm definitely going to highlight all of the areas that are really showing the depth and adding the dark colors that are going to make things pop. So keep watching and let's get into it. The look that I'm doing is sink or swim. So this is going to be the sink side. It's going to be the skeleton. It's going to be a skeleton, and then this side's going to be beautiful coral. So I'm just starting out by mapping out my skeleton. You guys know I love skeletons, and they are so great for showing dimension and depth in a makeup because there's so much you need to pull with the highlights and contrast and everything in it to make it really pop and look realistic. So instead of gluing my eyebrow down, I'm going to use it to create depth. So I'm doing a line above it and a line below my brow, and that'll naturally give us a shadow. Starting out by mapping out your design is really important, and you can even start adding depth as you're sketching it out. We'll continue to build and build the whole time, but it's just helpful to be able to visualize it at the beginning if you can. This area here is already a great example of getting depth and dimension by just adding this line and connecting it to show that this part of the bone goes backwards. I started adding some of the teeth just with my eyeliner pencil, and now you're moving back to the further teeth. You don't want it to be going flat straight across. That will have no dimension or depth. We're going to want them to look like they're going backward and inward. So that's where we're going to do our curves, and we're going to start with a bigger section and then make them go thinner. Then we'll add our line going upward. Instead of going in with my skin tone, I'm using a lighter shade of concealer so that when we do start adding a lot more color, all of these things are going to pop. Starting by adding a light layer of shading, I'm going in with a light brown. Start moving throughout the whole design, top to bottom, and just make sure that all the areas are starting to build depth. We don't want any of it to be flat. I'm using a detail brush and some black paint, and I'm going to start adding in some lines here and then some more highlights. Alright, I'm feeling pretty decent about this skeleton half. I will definitely go back in and add more later on, but I'm going to start by painting on a lot of the blue and mapping out the aquatic side. So sorry how loud it is out there. I will just yell over the people. As I'm designing the background, I'm thinking about the depth of the whole image, so I'm going to have these rocks in the background and then different coral in front of it. On here, I'm making sure to add shadows underneath and highlights above, and we can go and clean it up later and add more detail. I'm having so much fun with this. So basically what I did was the rocks in the background, then I did this green coral in the foreground that is also kind of mimicking the ribs. So we have layering in front, we have layering behind, we have these coming down the shoulder. I'm starting to add in the blue water, and this will be cool to play with later too because I want to be able to create as much contrast between the two different layers here. While I have the really, really bright Mehron edge white out, I'm going to start detailing and adding some highlights throughout all the different pieces. One more layer in the background of some coral, and I'm just mixing blue with the black. Taking an almost dry brush and mixing the blue Mehron Paradise paints and just creating this depth to make it look like it's coming across. Now, in order to get the full contrast, we're gonna go in and do the opposite. I'm taking a really light concealer shade and just a small little brush. And this is just gonna add another layer of dimension and lift. This is the final look. I am so sorry I did not do a lot of the details on camera. Really wanted to do a good job on this makeup for the Creator Revolution Makeup Revolution competition on TikTok. So if you are watching this and you want to go share my video, that would mean a lot to me. Hopefully I get selected to be in the competition, so we will find out. I hope that you guys had a lot of fun watching this and learned some different things about depth, contrast, and just layering and building up on your design. If you want to join in on the challenge, send me your photos to my email or to Makeup Madhouse on Instagram, and I cannot wait to see what you come up with. Also, make sure you are following Makeup Madhouse on all social media so you can be as much a part of the family as possible. This makeup is the kind of makeup that I would take as much time in the world to do. I think I was around 5 and 6 hours today on this one. But just really glad that I finally got a makeup challenge day, that I got to take my time. I didn't have to rush. Have a lovely day, and I will see you here again.